For today's Tacoma mod, I'm going to look at putting in this LED light strip that should have a brake light, turn lights, and then also a backup light. So it's just a strip that should go in pretty easily, and it goes in with 3M tape. Although 3M tape you get with these things is sometimes a bit suspect. And you see it goes in right under the tailgate there. Now one thing with the Tacoma is you have to keep in mind is you've got this hole right here. If I can get my light to work. And that's where the tool goes through to get your spare tire nice and loose. There we go. And so where you'd really want to put this strip goes right over that, so you don't want to cover that. And I experimented with a few things here of putting it right here above it, and the tape here is just to show me where the center is, but to put it above it, and that can work, except it's a little hard to see. The tailgate kind of hides it a bit. Right in the middle, of course, you can't do. What I've found would work is that there's a bit of a shelf right along here. And you can put it right along that shelf, and it'll stretch over, and it will cover a little bit of that hole at the bottom. Let's see if I put that straight across. It'll cover a little bit of that hole, but there will still be enough to get the tool in and lower your spare tire if needed. So that's the best placement I've come across here. Also, putting it on top, it wouldn't quite go straight, because over here you've got this bit for the backup camera that kind of gets in the way if it goes straight across the top. But if you line it across this shelf at the bottom and just keep it straight across here, that should work. Now the way this works is it has a standard trailer plug like this. So you've got the 4 connections for your lights, brake light, turn signal, and all that. And your Tacoma probably has, mine does, has a trailer package, but it has this thing right here. It opens up, and you have that. Now, I'd never seen that before, but that, I guess, is Tacoma's trailer plug. And what you'll need for this is this right here. This is an adapter that goes in, fits in this notch at the top, goes right in there, and you can see there's the opposite end for the plug to plug into. Now, I've seen some videos out there, people are hardwiring this into their lights, the wires down there at the bottom, so you can do that, or you could do this if you ever want to easily unplug it. And if you want to do some trailer stuff, of course, you could unplug it from here, and if you have a trailer in the back, no one's really going to see that light strip there anyway. But this guy here is actually called a 7-blade connector. So I was a bit confused at first, because what you see is 6 blades in there, or at least right here you see 6 blades. But the one in the middle is a connection as well, and that's the 7th blade. So even though it only looks like you've got 6 in here, the middle one is the 7th. Now you might notice you only see 4 metal connectors, or sort of blade connectors in there, and that's because out of the 7 blades, or 7 wire connectors, only 4 are going to get used. Only 4 come out to here for your standard trailer stuff. So if you want the reverse light to come on, you're going to have to do something else. Okay, I've got some flexible tubing here left over from a past project. And this is a really good thing to use. It's made for electrical wire. It's kind of a flexible conduit that they go into. It seems like it's a lot harder than it should be for them to go into. But so that slit there, you can just kind of go along there and stow them all in there. And I've brought it up, fed it through here, and now it goes to the edge of the strip as well. So this protects the wires. It's definitely a good idea to do, especially for things underneath the truck. And you can see that that's what they do with the OEM wiring as well. They've got the similar type of tubing there. So with this happening, you might notice that there's an extra wire here, not not going into the 4-wire connector. This extra wire is for your backup light. And since that's not part of this type of trailer connectors, if you want to use this, you'll have to find the wire that activates that. That will be going into here. And this is, see, there's the back of that little harness, and there's the adapter in there. So there will be a wire in here that controls the backup light. And to use that, this wire will have to be tapped into it. Now before doing anything too permanent, I want to test a few things here. So just with it plugged in, it works right away. So really no wiring at all if you don't want that backup light. And I've got my left turn signal on and just want to see here that that left side is working. You don't want to have it reversed, right? Have the right turn signal on and have the left side blinking. So from what I've seen with these, this is just kind of a standard, no-name brand here. But from what I've seen, the side that actually has the wiring here is the left side. So now I'm 100% sure that this is the correct side here, the left and the right, and I'll start sticking it down and using that bit of tape I have right there so that I get the middle right in the middle of my bumper. Now I made a cut right there in the middle on this liner tape, so I'm going to just paste the middle right there using the hole in the back of the bumper where you put the tool for the spare tire. And I'm going to start it in the middle, peel it off and work that way. And when that part's in, then I'll work from this middle and peel it off and go that way. And hopefully that'll be a nice, easy way to get it and have it nice and consistent. Just another little test there, this time with the right turn signal. And showing me that it looks like I've got it in the middle there. So, a little tricky to stick on under there. I guess I've seen some tutorials that say to remove the tailgate, which I didn't really want to do, but yeah, it can be done, so I hope it's straight enough, but it'll do what it needs to do. Here's just a little test showing you that the recovery tool, or the tool to get the spare tire down, will fit in there and go all the way back and reach it, and it might kind of bend down a little bit right there, but still doable. So just want to make sure that possibility still exists, even though I hope not to have to change a spare tire. Now to keep things secure in here, I've zip tied it in place a bit. So I'll zip tie right there, and then it comes around here, and I put a zip tie right here just to kind of keep it nice and tucked into the wires going into this as well. Don't want it hanging down or getting in the way of anything, so that should keep it nice and safe and secure up there. Now, according to the diagram on the cover here for this hookup for the trailer package, the middle blade, or the sort of circular area in the middle of all the other ones, is for the reverse light. And some other eBay videos I've seen, it shows that the middle wire is yellow. Now I found a yellow wire here. Looks like in the middle of all the rest of them. Opened up this protective coating and pulled out this yellow wire. And I've put my truck in reverse, and no other lights are on. So with my handy-dandy wire tester here, I've got it grounded to the frame. I'm going to come here to this yellow wire right here and just insert the probe in there. And look at that. It's hot. There you go. So that definitely means the yellow wire is the backup wire. Oops. And that's the one I'm going to want to tap into to get the backup light on this LED strip. It looks like the video for the end of the job didn't come out, but here's a shot showing the connector here, connecting the red wire from the LED light bar into the yellow wire that comes from the reverse light. And this is the type of connector I like to use to connect a wire into an existing running wire, as opposed to connecting two ends together. So at this point it's practically done. Just close it up, make sure it's nice and secure, and that when you go into reverse, double check it and see that the white LEDs light up, and you're done. After this, I just took some electrical tape, tried to pack it into the tubing as much as I could and wrapped it up tightly, and that's it. Pretty simple, easy enough so that even I could do it.